Have you thought about a structure of the show? For example, if you look at these episodes, it always starts with Braxton saying something profound to that camera every time. And then what do? I jump in and I open the episode.
Yeah.
I welcome you. I tell you what we're talking about.
You just put like a precedent on.
I'm
on the
literally
future.
telling you how to structure your show right now. And then we jump into the topic.
Yeah.
We ask questions, we dialogue, all the things. That's our structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how our show operates. So that and it's just like a business, like you have your operations, how you do what you do. So be thinking about, to your point, your process, your flow, the flow of your show, and how you're gonna implement the way that other people are doing it, other people in your niche, other people in your industry, other successful podcasts
Yeah.
that may have even a similar be in a similar niche. So like entertainment, like
Yeah.
find entertaining podcasts that entertain you. And if you want to create an entertainment podcast, then study how they structure their shows, right?
Be entertaining first.
Let's start there. Be interesting and entertaining. But if you have also an educational podcast, look at the ones that you listen to and you like and find what works and implement it in yours. That was great. I'm so glad you went there because that was next on the docket. What else? What are we missing?
Your mind's to everything not used. So use your mind. If you cover all your mind bases, actually before you ever hit record, figure out where you want to put your show.
Where you want to put it?
What platforms do I want to like? As far as podcasting platforms, for sure, because there are a ton of them.
There's a lot. Yeah, a lot of hosting platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Video wise, I mean, YouTube is never the wrong place to go.
Oh, no.
But as far as hosting for your audio form of your podcast, do research within the industry before you decide you want to do something. Because a lot of people decide they want to do something, realize it's way more than they
thought.
Yeah, and
it's way more than
quit.
just showing up and like talking to somebody.
It's like, oh, I got to do that, and then it's like, oh, they're overwhelmed.
Yeah,
you're unprepared. So
literally,
preparation, that's a big thing.
Preparation, yeah.
Preparing for every episode. The only time you might not need preparation is if that's just the thing you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like just reach into your brain bank and go to work.
I think we're probably testaments to that.
Yeah, I didn't bring anything today.
we just be showing up, but
yeah, let's go to work.
But we show up every time.
Yeah. Hey,
consistently,
and that's an important part too.
Show up.
That's probably more on the production process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to show up. You got to show up mentally and physically. I could be here right now and just be like, you can do these things. That might work, but you're not going to trust me based off that because there's no confidence in my information.
Facts.
I don't seem like I know what I'm talking about. So, next show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I love that you said choose your platform and show up.
Yeah.
And then next, once you show up and you're consistently showing up, next we're thinking about how you're going to grow that platform, how you're going to grow the podcast, not just in audience, not just in viewership, which is important. That goes back to that marketing, but also how do you grow your show in a way that maybe you're able to pull in some sponsorships, and it doesn't have to be these huge brand deals. Sponsorships can be local small businesses that want to use the audience that you have locally to promote their stuff. Sponsorships can be you promoting your own business.
Yeah.
Sponsorships can be, you created a digital product or you created something else that now people can buy because they've been listening to your show for free, right? You got X amount of people listening to you, give good information. Maybe you can provide them a product or a service now that you can make some money off of it, right?
Exactly.
So that's just like long-term growth plan. And I think that is, if you don't think about anything else, you should think about those things we just outlined.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times that's good. I feel like I'm always saying a lot of times, but that's really good. On a simple basis of, do you know what the end goal of this is?
That's
Are
good.
you working with the end in mind?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you say, hey, I want to be a full-time podcaster, well, there are things you got to do. We talked about business plan. You have to have a business structure.
You have to think about it like a business and not just a show.
Exactly. And those things have to be in place saying, hey, am I going to go get an LLC for this?
Yep.
Am I going to start a bank account? Am I going to reach out to sponsors? How do I communicate with sponsors? How do I negotiate deals with sponsors?
That's business.
Yes.
They ain't got nothing to do with showing up and shooting.
And then is my information deep enough for sponsors to say, hey, we want to sponsor this show, give them money to promote us on their platform? Like, are you moving numbers? It's a lot of intricate details going on.
It is.
Yeah.
And this is just base level introductory information.
Yeah.
We ain't even getting in deep on none of that.
Yeah, we're not even talking about hooking up a setup to give you a look or a location or cameras and it's a ton of things that goes into any production. You got to realize that you're going into a production field.
Yeah.
And if the base level of you as a consumer, your production level is not going to be high, it's going to be low.
And that's the thing, like if you come into it as a consumer only, you're not going to think about any of the things we just listed, and your production value is probably not going to be where it should be for a podcast that could attract sponsorships.
Exactly.
And not even just production value, but the quality of your content, the quality of the information, and all the things that you're providing to your audience.
Yeah.
But if you come into it thinking of it like a business, thinking of it like a full-fledged production that you're putting on, and production doesn't mean you have to be in a studio.
Yeah.
You know, but it's quality.
Yeah.
That's what we're thinking about. Something that people will sit and watch.
Yes.
Then that's when you can start thinking more effectively toward reaching a certain goal, having that purpose in mind, and then growing it.
People have built their entire careers off of using their cell phone. So there should not be any excuse on the production side, because you can do it.
You can do it.
You just have to say, hey, do I have the pieces in place to build what it is that I'm trying to build? Do I have the right tools to construct this empire of whatever I'm doing?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So before we dismiss, this is homework for anybody looking to start a podcast.
Get your homework out.
First of all, if you haven't subscribed and liked, do that.
You might want to do that.
And then second of all, get out a piece of paper and just begin to think about some of the things we just talked through.
Where's
You
your
don't have to have it all
composition
figured
notebook?
out. Yeah, your little notebook.
I'm like the old little teacher.
Get your composition notebooks out.
You don't have to have all the answers.
Where's your number 2 pencil?
But, you know, if you got some of the answers, write down the answers you got.
Yeah.
Because that's enough to get started.
And cheating is very good when it comes to doing work.
Google it.
Yeah.
Ask,
Get your cheat
ask
sheet
the Google
out.
machine. Ask AI.
Hey. It's like
Ask him. He'll tell you.
AI's been here and it's been Google.
Literally.
Now just use the AI.
Yeah. Ask it to draft up.
What's it called? Bard?
Yeah. Bard.
Or
Yep.
just ChatGPT.
Or ChatGPT.
Yeah. When in doubt, GPT.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I think those nuggets will help you start your podcast today. Download a platform. And we'll go deeper into platforms, distribution places,
tools and equiment.
Yes, it's so many things you can go into.
Production.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, look, we'll do that another time. Another time.
Well, class is dismissed. I hope y'all do y'all's homework.